What we're going to try and do in the next 25 minutes is cut through some of the noise of retail media and just talk about how retail media can be accessible to every single one of you in this room through brand partnerships. So I define retail media as strategically placed advertisements on e-commerce sites to positively influence customer behavior. There are two different types of retail media. You have endemic retail media, which is where advertisements are purchased by advertisers that are selling products on an e-commerce retailer site. Best example of that would be someone like Kellogg's working with a grocery retailer to put product listings in place to positively influence customers wanting to buy cereal products. You then have non-endemic retail media, which are advertising placements purchased on e-commerce sites by advertisers not stocked on that retailer's site. And that's what we're going to talk about today with our Brand Partnerships 101. Now, there are a number of brands already making a huge success of retail media. Amazon generated 68% of their advertising profit from advertising revenue. Now, I did some research, and that equates to $40 billion in revenue that they created through that advertising business. Bonkers numbers. Now, retail media is growing at a rapid rate. You can see on this chart that the retail media industry, by the end of this year, will be worth 152 billion euros globally. The affiliate channel, by contrast, will be worth just shy of 30 billion euros globally. What I want to highlight is that opportunity gap of about 120 billion euros, where actually using what the affiliate channel is great for, transparency and tracking, partnerships, combined with the enormous power of retail media, it presents us as a channel with a significant opportunity to drive high growth, high converting retail media partnerships. So why Awin? Why am I stood here today talking to you about retail media? So last year, Awin generated 9 million euros in ad spend through retail media campaigns. That was across 4,000 different brand-to-brand partner collaborations, and we generated over 40 million ad impressions. So to contextualize that, in the short amount of time that I've been speaking, we have generated around 500 clicks from brand partner campaigns already. Now, brand partnerships is the fastest growing partner type on the Awin network globally. A couple of people have mentioned at this conference already that it's content creators and influencers. It's not, it's brand partners. The way that we measure that on Awin is brand partnerships isn't a partner type. It tends to fall within loyalty. But when you actually split out brand partners as their own partner type, it is the fastest growing globally by some distance. So, my name is Lee Betters. I'm going to be your host, and what we're going to do for the next 20 minutes or so is really dig into how each of you can be using brand partnerships within your digital strategies. So, I'm going to ask each of you to give an introduction to yourselves. I'm going to sit down. Give an introduction to yourselves and the brands that you work for, and then Lilia, we'll start with you.
Cool. Hi guys, my name is Lilia and I'm the Partnerships and Affiliates Manager at HelloFresh UK, as well as our sister brand, Green Chef. I'm sure many of you heard about HelloFresh, but for those that are not familiar, we're a global meal kit.
Hi guys, I'm Elliot. I'm the Senior Affiliate and Partnerships Manager for SharkNinja. You might have noticed our subtle stand in the in the main room. If you haven't come and said hi yet, please do. So if you're unfamiliar with the brand, Shark is floor care and beauty. Ninja is kitchen appliances and outdoor cooking appliances as well. So yeah, been with the business 4.5 years, seen huge growth of both brands, been an exciting journey, and that's me.
Hi, I'm Ekow. I'm VP of Retail Media at Secret Sales. I previously led the go-to-market of eBay's retail media, or new retail media product called Promoted Listings Advanced. And last year, created and managed the strategy for retail media at Secret Sales, which is an off-price marketplace for fashion.
Perfect. All right, we're going to get straight into it. So there's an obvious buzz around retail media, right? Marketers are quickly realizing that there's potential for them to generate inbound revenue through retail media campaigns and actually turn their own e-commerce websites into ad platforms. I want to start by tapping into, I guess, the objectives that you guys have looked at as to why you wanted to start running this. So Ekow at Secret Sales, you previously promoted complimentary advertisers on your checkout. So once a customer had completed their order, they were then offered a complimentary gift. I guess, what was the main driver for doing that?
I think one, you touched on that, like we realized at Secret Sales, we grew traffic exponentially over the last couple of years, and realized there was opportunity to monetize it. Of course, in conferences like this, we network with other brands and saw other marketplaces were doing this quite well. The second thing was that we know our data quite well being a marketplace, and we know that we have access to different customer types that complement other brands. And therefore a partnership opportunity was there. And then a third thing was that we don't have access to the brands, right? We don't know brands in travel or brands within health. And by working with Awin and some of your partners, we've been able to build those relationships.
Perfect. And then, Elliot, I guess for SharkNinja, you've done similar, but you've taken it one step further and dynamically populated the gift offer that the customer receives based on the contents of their shopping basket with you. Again, what was the primary driver for doing that?
Yeah, so when we started doing this on site, it was really important to me and to us as a brand that we didn't just chuck random untargeted offers on there. We wanted them to be relevant and really add value to the consumer. So when the technology via Visa, who were sat in the back like proud parents, hi guys, but became available to run dynamic offers, that was a real incentive for us to drive forward with the initiative. So, and we have there's many complementary non-competing offers that we could run. So, for example, buy like Ninja coffee machine, get 2 free bags of coffee. Really organic, really complementary partnerships that can be forced from the dynamic offering. What I will say though is, it doesn't. At first, I thought it had to be complementary to the product that you were buying. Then, after speaking to the UX team, Anisha, who I work with, she said, look, why don't we try buying a vacuum cleaner? It's a necessary purchase. It's not necessarily a fun thing to do on a Saturday, got to buy a vacuum cleaner, click out. So why don't we try putting an offer an offer on a case of wine there? So when you get to the checkout, I've done my chore, treat myself to a case of wine. We ran the test, and it's been really successful. So I think
who doesn't love free wine?
So yeah, I think what I'm trying to get to is the offers should have a lot of thought process behind it in order to run the test, but they don't necessarily absolutely have to be complementary, which is what a learning that I've had through the process.
Yeah, yeah. That's a nice segue actually. So Lilia, your approach to brand partnerships has been slightly different, right? You operate as the advertiser. You have worked with brand partners like Ninja to put a HelloFresh offer in front of their customers and acquire new customers. Again, if we think about the objectives for doing that, what was the primary driver for working with complementary brands?
Yeah, for sure. So for us, brand partnerships sits within the growth team. So really the focus for us is to find new and exciting brands to partner with to drive that new customer acquisition to HelloFresh, while at the same time really driving value to our partners and ultimately their customers. We've seen great results being advertised on Ninja, and I think it just goes to say, like, being at the right place at the right time, being promoted, it really adds value to that customer. So we've seen a lot of success in terms of driving that growth through Ninja, for example.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so the benefit of brand partnerships via the performance channel is that we can make this accessible to any brand of any size across any sector. As I mentioned earlier, big brands like Amazon are already making a huge success of this. But that doesn't mean that there isn't an opportunity for every single one of you to capitalize on this. So what I want to do with this next set of questions is try and tap into why you guys decided to run your retail media brand partnership campaigns through the performance channel. So Lilia, I'm going to start with you. The idea, I guess, of combining strategic brand partnerships with the performance marketing strategy is something that you've obviously done and you've done well. Why do you track your brand partnerships through the performance channel?
Yeah, great question. I think if you ever been on a call with us, we're a very growth and conversion focused team. And really the benefits that we see being advertised through partnerships, such as like gift with purchase through Ninja, or whether that would be through like a loyalty platform, whether it's Vodafone or EE, is that we're ultimately reaching customers in the right place at the right time when they're in a trusted environment, and they're more likely to engage versus ultimately other channels. I think, yeah.
Nice, fine. One thing I didn't mention, by the way, sorry. I know some of these sessions have gone quite quickly and we haven't had chance for questions. Looking at current time, we're probably going to have a couple of minutes if you do want to ask questions. So have a think now about something you might want to ask one of these guys. Elliot, I guess, so then thinking from the perspective of the brand partner, there are multiple different retail media platforms out there, all offering different types of technology. Why did you decide to run your brand partnership campaigns through the performance channel?
So from the outset, it wasn't a conscious decision at the time. I think as a brand, we're an explorer brand in the sense that we're more than happy to try new initiatives to see what works, and we're always looking at new ways to innovate and convert people to spend through the D2C site rather than obviously a competitor or maybe like a third-party retailer. So as part of the brainstorm when looking to do that, the opportunity came along to try the brand partnerships, to offer an added value to a customer that they wouldn't necessarily get when purchasing through another site. And yeah, it's just a nice little way to add an incentive to drive that consumer over the line. And when we saw the options available to us and the extensive partners that Awin and Tavizo work with, it was an easy decision then for us to try it. So yeah, it would kind of work backwards rather than this is what we want to do, go for it. We took every opportunity at its merit.
Good, nice. I was also part of a panel a couple of weeks back at Philly Fest in the UK. Some of you might have been there. And we were having a discussion actually about whether e-commerce retailers will actually start to drive more revenue from retail media opportunities than what they will through their own e-commerce sales. It's a bit like the Amazon example that I showed earlier. Now, Secret Sales are doing retail media across a number of different disciplines. Are you starting to see that potentially come into the fore, where actually the profit that you're making from retail media campaigns is greater than actual e-com sales through the site?
Well, we're 3P, so we don't sell our own products, but where we are seeing more opportunities with profitability. So our profit through retail media, percentage-wise, is starting to grow at a far quicker rate than the commission we make through GMV. Also, as I said in my previous role, we saw that we made 10% of profit from advertising, which grew it was about 2% the former year. So again, profitability-wise, we see much more revenue potential than through our core channels.
Brilliant. Okay, we're coming towards the end. So what I want to do now is try and just draw a little bit more insight out of you and try and, I guess, inspire everyone in the room. So what has been your favourite brand partnership campaign that you've run? Lilia, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think I can only say this. I think it's been Ninja, because you guys were one of our first partners that we actually onboarded. So
if you didn't say that, you're going to get an elbow.
I know. So yeah, we've seen a lot of great success, and yeah, we're actually chatting about a more full integrated partnership in terms of 360. How can we come together with Ninja and really tell a story? So yeah, I think that's mine.
Elliot?
Can't not say. No, like for real though, I don't think I can think of a more organic partnership than HelloFresh boxes with premium cooking products. Especially at checkout when you think, hang on, I can try this with this product that I've purchased. I can try all this fresh food, and all these recipes. So yeah, I think when we first started the brand partnerships piece, that was kind of the brand which jumped out at me as the most natural, organic fit to test this with, and it's been really successful.
I think one thing to add, Elliot, because it's been so successful, I think it's time to get one of our competitors down from the checkout page at the same time.
Okay.
For me,
Moving on from that quickly.
What competitors?
Simply Cook.
Are they competitor? I thought they were like seasoning and that.
No.
Oh, okay.
Elliot, we can take this offline. It's fine. Tyviso knows.
We'll leave, you guys can continue. To be honest, my best brand partnership and brand partner probably has been Tyviso as well, for three main reasons. One, actually, I came in from eBay as a different marketplace, and they made it very easy to navigate even a partnership with Awin. It became a three-way relationship. Secondly, selecting the right partners to work with, like Elliot touched on it. It's been quite tricky to know which partnership is going to be best for your site, and they were very good at selecting that. And then thirdly, so I went for Tyviso. Thirdly, their design. They really kind of became an extension of our team through helping design campaigns, building bespoke campaigns. So they were a very, very good and easy partner to work with.
Brilliant. What will brand partnerships look like for each of you within the next, let's do 12 months?
Should I start?
Yes, start.
Yeah, I think we've done a lot with brand partnerships, but mostly at the bottom of the funnel. And I think in the next, hopefully 6 to 12 months, we definitely want to do more of a 360 approach, so full funnel partnerships. So how can we come together with brands really to tell a story, and really drive that like brand awareness, brand association, but also drive the lower funnel conversion, because that's ultimately our focus. But I think that's what's next. So if any of you want to have a chat, we're here after.
I can see brand partnerships moving to a place where as certain brands build their loyalty programs, other brands get involved with offers there as a way to reward, gamify, build points to then spend at certain brands.
Yep.
We're seeing it already in sort of like the telecom space with mobile offers, O2 Priority, Vodafone Very Me, and things like that. I can see that moving into other areas of e-commerce.
I think two things for Secret Sales. I think one thing is becoming a channel. So the kind of revenue we're generating through brand partnerships is pretty high. It probably makes up about 15 to 20% of our overall retail media revenue, which means that we'll need more specialized roles and specialized teams to manage it. And the second is international growth. So at Secret Sales, we're in 6 different markets, and we're looking to leverage. In 12 months' time, we'd like to have very strong brand partnership offerings in every single country.
Nice. I'm going to leave you with this. So if you want any more information about brand partnerships, we've produced a white paper which we call our ultimate guide to brand partnerships. We've spoken a lot today about what I would call checkout marketing. So basically promoting a complimentary advertiser post-purchase when they've completed their transaction with you. In this guide, we talk about a lot of additional opportunities around reward programs, but also how you can enhance your CRM strategy with brand partnerships as well. So if you want to find out more, I definitely recommend downloading that. I just got a nod to say we're at time, but...
She said 5 minutes, mate.
Was it 5 minutes? Oh, brilliant. Does anyone have any questions in the room? Ben, go on.
You're all advertisers and you access this fantastic new revenue now. I'm wondering how you have either used that for your growth or if that's gone into your own bottom line.
Good question.
Don't like that question.
I'll take it. So I'll be totally honest with you. Ours is sat in our Awin publisher account still. We're because this is a brand new stream for the business. There's complexities in taking finance on the journey as to where this plays can it be legally officially attributed as revenue versus income, and all sorts of stuff that I've been learning during this process over the last few months. My sort of optimum, and what I've suggested to Awin is that we can somehow bank the revenue as credit to use on our advertiser account to put towards tenancy spend, thus not taking it out of the network at all. and repurpose it for our own marketing activities. And I believe you're taking that away currently. So watch this space.
Thanks, you've helped now. We haven't used ours to funnel more growth, but ours is being able to prove to the business and get more buy-in that retail media works. But what we will do is that use that as case studies for more partnerships. So now we're looking to take on more partners domestically and internationally.
I think I would encourage you to reinvest it back into your marketing spend, right? We've done some stuff with some brands who transparently have taken it and run it in completely different channels to their affiliate channel. We worked with a fashion retailer. They took it out and used it to commission a huge influencer campaign. We've also got brands that take it out and they invest it into test and learn activity within the affiliate channel. I think there was one more question here, right?
Yeah. Hi. So I'm Joanna from HelloFresh. So I have a question about, so we are also investing in retail media. And my question is around, because we are extremely customer-centric, so the relevancy that you mentioned, both of you, is very important for us. And I think that things that are very challenging for us is really to see, like, what is the long-term, the value that we get, like scalability of retail media versus like still be and relevant to the customer in terms of like what kind of benefits and rewards we are offering. Mm-hmm. So my question is around how you are really like, what are your selection criteria, and what is your vision for like long-term scalability of retail media in that context? And the second question that is very close to my heart, are the hottest retail media integrations that you have, like the advertisers are really interesting in? We are very strong in the offline inbox. It's our main inventory, but from a digital perspective, outside the post-checkout, like what are interests from the advertisers as well?
I can try and take the first question because I know there's a few there. The best way that I could answer that in terms of making sure the products are relevant through retail media is, I think the mistake that I made earlier and few people make is by seeing retail media as such a separate channel. Mm-hmm. It works in silos, and then if you're a design team or someone says, what's that? And they kind of kick up a fuss. I think it's very important to make sure that all the key stakeholders from product to marketing are brought in and are engaged in the new proposition. It's not a side channel, it's part of the whole business goal. When I pivoted more to bring in all my stakeholders in, now they're all doing a very complex UX testing, personalization testing to make sure that what we're showing is good for the separate profit channel, but obviously good for GMV and the customer as well. So I think it is very important that however you structure your teams, that all the wider teams are brought into the vision.
Short answer from me is we wouldn't sacrifice relevance and quality of offer for scalability. It all comes down to the quality of the offer, the quality of the brand fit, how are they to work with. That all comes into it way before scalability. We won't sacrifice those two things. In terms of offline proposition, our brand marketing team do a great job of that. I have zero involvement, but my favourite sort of offline campaign that they've done is in Iceland Food. They've done like a Ninja air fryer range on lots of different food products, which is doing really well. So yeah, that's my favourite.
The only thing I'd add on the scalability point, I think, again, I mentioned it earlier, we've spoken a lot here about what I would call at checkout, right? Whenever I speak to a brand, I always try to encourage you to consider every possible touch point that you have with a customer, and that can become a marketing platform for you. One opportunity that I'm exploring at the minute is in-store digital till receipts. Now, retailers, I'm sure most of you have shopped in a store and they say, can we email you your receipt? The reason that retailers do that is they want to capture behavioural and transactional data about you in store in the same way that they would when you shop online. So they start to build up more of a profile. Now, for you as consumers, I don't think there's enough incentive for you to give away your email address and just willingly give away your data for that retailer to then to continue to target you. If you could blend that with retail media and you could reward the customer with some sort of complimentary offer for giving away their data to then receive the till receipt, I think you then create quite a powerful ecosystem where retailers can start to benefit from customer data that they're capturing, but actually the customer gets an added incentive as well to provide their data. I did just get the time nod, so we will call it there. thank you ever so much for the three of you for sharing your insight. I hope that's provided some inspiration. In 5 minutes' time, it will be Rory Sutherland's keynote, but after that, if you've got any further questions, I'll be around this evening on the beach. I'm sure these guys will as well. But please come find us and ask us any additional questions that you have.
Thank you.